Whatever.
Hi Playmates, how are you? It's Aerostar here. So we all got our Summer Festa exclusive weapon selection ticket not too long ago. And so I wanted to kind of share with you, if you're still kind of saving up that ticket, about what hero that you should go ahead and go for. Again, the Summer Festa was a great collection in my opinion. It came out with a really, at the time, kind of like a game changer in terms of the passive skills that it gave. And so we had Iris, Valentina, Bernadette, Scarlet, Degas, and Glenn that came out last year. And now we get to go ahead and pick an exclusive weapon from that selection. So what's great about the exclusive weapons is that obviously it gives more combat power to your hero. And not only that, obviously it looks pretty darn cool compared to like the regular weapons that all of our heroes carry around. And if you see the designs, it fits perfectly with kind of like their whole swimsuit attire. I personally think visually, like the popsicle for Bernadette looks pretty cool. The umbrella looks really nice too, and Degas obviously looks really well with his snowboard as, not a snowboard, excuse me, a surfboard. Where in the world am I getting a snowboard from? But anyway, and I think Glenn's little hammer looks pretty darn cute too, and looks like a little bit of a Nemo that goes on there, so I thought that was really nice as well. So the design is on point, but which weapon to choose? And so I wanted to kind of share you through my experience and what my thoughts are and what weapon that I'm gonna end up choosing at the end of the video. One of the heroes that you can choose it is for Scarlet. So Scarlet is a Raced Red team, and if you wanted to go ahead and choose her exclusive weapon, it might not be a bad choice because obviously visually it looks really nice and it fits really well with her red swimsuit, which I haven't dyed just because it looks pretty darn perfect. But the only thing is, I think that if you have Magi in your team, she makes a better addition to the Racing Red team compared to Scarlet. I mean, Magi does have a lower percentage damage boost, but she does have a higher attack base from what I remember. And all in all, together with her Wrath and stuff like that, I think she does make a better Black Fakor addition in a Racing Red team versus a Scarlet. So if you had to choose between those two, I would go ahead and just add Magi to the team. And so with that in mind, I personally would not go ahead and choose Scarlet's exclusive weapon for this exclusive weapon ticket. And next comes Iris. Iris is also what has been a pretty staple hero that in a lot of teams, especially after the introduction of the first Guardian heroes. But now that Misty is out, kind of nullifying that, and there's also a few other heroes like Shell that kind of also nullifies barrier effects, and she's become a little bit less part of the team, especially because of the fact that she's part of the North Front Frosty. And North Front Frosty teams, as you guys know, hasn't been as popular. And not to mention, as you can see here on my Iris, she has her bouquet. Actually, in my experience from the Door of Creation, her weapon has been one of the most generated in the Door of Creations. So I personally don't think that Iris's exclusive weapon is worth it if you were to kind of use it for the ticket. I think that you have a pretty good chance of getting it through the Door of Creation, so I wouldn't necessarily choose her Summer Festa exclusive weapon from this ticket. And next is Degas. It's kind of like the same thing for him. He's part of North Front Frosty. Again, I personally don't see where he might fit in as a tank, just because, Shufrakin, he's already a pretty good tank to begin with, a frontliner. And also because, his surfboard is also one of those weapons that appear quite a lot in the Door of Creation by using those dragon thingamajiggers, which I can't really recall the name for. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You defeat the dragon pew pew and he drops those little thingamajiggers, and then you craft weapons and exclusive weapons. Ta-da! His surfboard is one of the ones that appears quite often, so you definitely want to try to maybe pass on Degas' exclusive weapon in that sense. Next is Glenn. Glenn is a lumbering hero, and if you do, or if you don't have, the other typical lumbering heroes like Baraka or Xian or Raquel or Morris, Glenn might be a good choice. I mean, you do have other options, kind of like Sia Khan, which is great as well. Glenn's Summer Festa also has a pretty cool skill of resetting the turn of the skill with the highest attack speed. But the only time that it actually happens is if he happens to hit it. Unless you kind of plan on raising his hit, it's kind of like a hit and miss, and so you don't necessarily see him appearing on a lot of number teams. and for good reason. And so with that, I would also kind of skip his exclusive weapon from this exclusive weapon ticket. Next, we have Bernadette, or the Exos Heroes version of Elsa from Frozen. And before, when I first started the game, I guess when global server was launched, everybody was like, get Bernadette, get Bernadette, get Bernadette. She was definitely one of on the top tier list for the rerolls, and her Summer Festa Fate Core definitely added to the utilization of Bernadette. As a North Frosty unit, if you were to go like full Northrend Frosty, she definitely has a place. You would probably use, Shifrakin, Rain, Anastasia, Valentina, and Bernadette with her, single target skill, as well as the AoE, along with, pretty good stats, will make a really cool addition. And so if you had to choose, out of all of the heroes that we've talked about so far, she is a hero that you might consider going to pull the exclusive weapon for with this ticket, especially because the popsicle is so cute. But if I had to recommend, and this is also who I'm going to be getting it for, is to get the exclusive weapon for Valentina. Valentina, I think, in terms of the Northrend Frosty heroes, is really, really good if you kind of set her up right with the right combination, because she is a very slow and squishy hero, but the damage and the bind that she does is it's really, really good. And also you just can't get over her looks. Look how beautiful she looks, right? And not to mention her exclusive weapon, I've almost never seen it. I've never seen her exclusive weapon drop in the Dora creation either. And if you were to build an actual core Northrend Frosty team along with two other, side heroes from other nations, I would think that, Valentina makes a really good combination with Shifrakin, Valentina, and maybe Anastasia, or most likely Range, in that team. As one of the core heroes in the Northrend Frosty team, she's definitely one to go ahead and invest that exclusive weapon for. And so right now I'm gonna go ahead and get her exclusive weapon and hope for the good stats. I'm really hoping that we got some good stats, and let's check it out. And nope, it looks like all the substats that I got are pretty subpar. And no, it is. It's 100% subpar than the one that she currently has. Well, that's kind of sad. Oh, look, that's so pretty. It's like a white color compared to the black. Okay. I mean, look-wise, I would have said that Valentina's was the less interesting out of all of the ones that we've explored, but I'm glad. I mean, there it is. Now, it's kind of sad that I probably won't be using the weapon just because the substats ended up being really low compared to that, and I don't think the 3000 combat power really makes up for the loss, especially in the attack speed, just because she's already slow, but it was worth the try. What exclusive weapon did you guys go for with your ticket? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you have a different opinion about which of the Summer Festa heroes from last year are better in any of the team competitions, let me know down below as well. And if you like random gaming content, especially on Exos Heroes, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I post every Wednesday and weekends. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and take care.